Hello and welcome everybody to today's thoracic spine physio Pilates class. You're going to need a few props, but don't worry if you don't have them, it's not a massive problem. You can still do the class without them, but I would highly recommend getting your hands on some props to make the most of your experience on this platform with me and also your home-based Pilates or movement practice. So let's go straight into it. For today, you're going to need a resistance band, a foam roller, and a yoga block or a squishy ball or a pillow. Um, if you don't have them, again, like I said, you can still do most of the things, and I will give you some modifications. So go and grab your stuff. Let's get straight into it. See you soon. So we're going to start today's class, or basically today's class is focusing on the thoracic spine. So it's a big word, doesn't really mean much to many people, but the thoracic spine is basically comprised of 12 vertebrae. The portion of your spine that we're talking about today would be just below the neck. So if you see where my hand is here, so just below the neck to around about kind of the base of the ribs here, around about to the just the top of the lower back area. So it's the whole portion of your spine that encapsulates your rib cage. So we have 12 vertebrae in this part of the spine, and we actually also have 12 ribs on either side of the body. So for every thoracic vertebra, there is a rib attaching onto that vertebra and articulating with it, which is pretty cool. So the thoracic spine, if it didn't have the ribs attached to it, would have the most rotation out of any portion of the entire spine. So the ribs actually block us a little bit from rotating basically all the way around 180 degrees. But if the ribs weren't there, we'd the way these vertebrae are structured, you'd be able to rotate almost 180 degrees around. Um, as you can imagine, the thoracic spine houses a lot of important stuff. So we've got our heart on the left hand side. So sometimes people would say, or you'd hear people say that you have less side bending or rotation to the left, usually because the heart is there. Not necessarily the case for everybody, but just know that your heart is slightly on the left hand side. And then, of course, we have the lungs as well, both lobes of the lungs inside the thoracic spine. Your rib cage obviously protects that area. And then we have the liver on the right hand side as well, and then both of your kidneys just like suspended. There's also the spleen as well, and obviously a lot of other stuff going on. But the thoracic spine has got quite an important job. So for today's class, I want to take us through the basics of movement throughout the thoracic spine. So the different movements that we can do there. We're going to go into some passive movements, and we're going to go into some active movements as well. To begin though, I'd like you to grab a hold of your squishy ball or your pillow, or if you're using a yoga block, you can take that. We're going to take a seated position, so any position that you feel like you can sit comfortably. You're going to take your object, whatever it is. I'm just going to use a block today, but the squishy ball is quite nice and a pillow is nice as well. And you're going to put it underneath your left armpit. Exactly. All right, so the aim of the game here is to use the block as a surface that you can feel your breath fall into. So I want you to focus on that left hand side. Maybe close down your eyes, find a little bit of length through the spine. And I want you to take a super deep breath in. Imagine that you're filling into the block. And hopefully what you feel is the ribs pushing that block out to the side. Good. So you're going to take a big breath in. Notice your ribs expand into the object. And release. We're going to take about 4 more breaths here. So what you're experiencing is, or I'm hoping you're experiencing, something called lateral expansion of the rib cage. So this outward motion, whenever I visualize it, it always seems to me almost like a jellyfish swimming in the ocean, the way that the jellyfish wings kind of open out to the side. 2 more breaths. And of course, as we take that breath in, the space between the ribs expand. Nice. Let's change the block over to the other side. So that was obviously your left-hand side. Placing it underneath the right side. Just notice any differences here. So perhaps you might feel a difference in the ability of your rib cage to expand. That could be due to many things, because of course on our rib cage attach many muscles, including your abdominals. And we have abs on the side of our body where your block is right now. Would be your intercostals, your obliques. And these muscles need to be able to expand as much as they can contract. So really encourage as much openness as possible, taking a super deep breath into that side. Good. And release. Well done. Let's remove the block. Just anecdotally, we're going to hold on to the object, whatever you've got, and we're going to push the object away from us, extending it out forward. I'll take a profile view here, and we're going to dome and round into the upper back. Draw your belly in towards your spine, tuck your chin towards your throat, reach the block forward, feel your shoulder blades expand, almost wrapping around to the sides of your body. So in this position here, your thoracic spine is in flexion, we're rounding. Good, and then we're going to take your object up towards the sky, reach it up overhead, lengthen, 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 and then see if you can lift your heart up towards the ceiling. Good. Push your sitting bones down through the floor. Draw your belly in. Take a big inhale in. Your spine is in a little bit of extension here now, your thoracic spine. And then we're going to reach it forward. Draw the belly in. Pull the ribs through your body. Reach your object forward. Flexion. And reach it up. Lifting the heart. Inhale into extension. Keep going. I just want to look at you. I'm going to go for about 3 more. Nice. Exactly. So as you take that flexion moment, feel the front of the ribs pull through your body. As you take your extension moment, lift your heart up towards the sky. One more time. Flexion. Draw the belly in, tuck your chin towards your throat, lengthen through the crown of your head, and we lift up. Nice. And then we're just going to release that block. Awesome. Okay, so from here, we're going to take it into some basic, you'll have done it a million times before with me, but we're just going to focus a bit more on this thoracic area. We're going to take it onto our back, all the way onto our back, lying down. And your hands behind your head, your elbows into your peripheral vision. Now, I would love you to please try to find a neutral spine here. So we're going to take a few little arches and tucks into the lower back. So for those of you that know, we arch on the inhale and we tuck on the exhale. Of course, here we're mostly moving through the lower back, but we just want to find lower back neutrality. So start to settle into your neutral in your lower back, and I would really like you to try and maintain that as much as possible. So lower back is not going to be part of the party, so that we can focus on the 12 thoracic vertebra above. So from here, let's take a big inhale and target that inhalation into the front of your rib cage. On your exhale, remember, lower back stays neutral. We're going to nod our chin towards the chest, coming up into flexion here, finding that flexion without letting your lower back squash into the floor. Good. And then slowly lay your thoracic spine back down. So it's a really mindful experience coming up into flexion with a neutral lower back. And I remember when I first started Pilates, I used to go to a Pilates studio in Cape Town with a physiotherapist, and she always used to cue ab work with neutral in the lower back. So it is an interesting option to just focus on thoracic flexion. And it takes a lot of body awareness to be able to achieve that. So keep going. It shouldn't be too burny, and I actually almost don't even care about the burniness of the abs right now. I want you to think about your spine like a candy cane at Christmas or like the hook of an umbrella. So as you come up, you want to feel like the fronts of your ribs are piercing through you. Your chin is tucked. You're lengthening up through the crown of your head. You're allowing your shoulder blades to glide down your back and then slowly come back down. Okay, let's do about 3 really slow, mindful ones together. So we're going to come up. Let's hold it at the top here. Check lower back positioning. Okay, and then again, see if you can try and come up a little higher, but by encouraging the ribs to pull through your body. Be mindful of the lower back. Don't let it squish. Glide the shoulder blades back and down. Tuck your chin towards your throat, and then here, visualize length coming out through the crown of your head. So almost like your whole spine is pulling up towards the sky. That sense of lengthening is really the key. And then keep lengthening as you slowly lay your spine back down. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale at the bottom, big inhale. Exhale, nod the chin towards the chest, curl up. Okay, it's probably not very high at all. Don't worry about height. Shoulder blades glide down your back. Try to get the low ribs to come through your body a little bit more. Lengthen your tailbone down, lengthen through the crown, and see if you can take a big inhale now into the back of your lungs. Exhale, try to come a little bit higher. Try not to use your neutral. Inhale one more time into the back. Exhale, come up a little higher, just those ribs pulling through you, and then slowly lower down. Well done. Whew. One more time if we can. Nice. All right. Inhale at the bottom. Remember, neutral into the lower back. Exhale. Nod the chin to the chest. Curl up. Maybe you can hear me vibrating. All right. Again, let's see. Can we come up a teensy-weensy little bit higher? Feeling those lower ribs draw through the body. Shoulder blades glide down the back. Chin tucked to the throat, so the back of the neck is really long. And then the sense of length. That length is it's just an internal request, an internal sense of like an invisible thread of pulling your head up towards the sky, a little golden thread, pulling the crown of your head up. See if you can come up a little bit higher, just a little. Take a big breath into the back. Exhale, come up a little higher. Feel the low ribs feed through you. One more time, inhale. Exhale, come up a little higher. And then slowly, lower down. Nice. Good work. Okay, let your knees just windscreen wipe slowly from side to side. Take a moment here. Whew. Just to feel the difference, let's do 1 repetition where we allow the lower back to round into the floor. Just to feel what global flexion of the spine is. So allowing the lower back to join the party. Just 1, feet flat to the ground. Take an inhale at the bottom. On the exhale, we're going to allow the lower back to press into the floor, nod the chin towards the chest, and come up into your flexion. And usually, you'll notice here so much more height. So much more height. Now, from this position, see if you can take your pelvis back into neutral and hold the same height that you just found. So allow the lower back to try to find neutral. See if you can hold that same height for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Hoo-wee. Nice. Well done. Okay. Let's roll ourselves up into seated. And we're going to grab a hold of our TheraBand. So you just did a lot of active flexion, using your muscles to pull yourself up into flexion. Let's do some more passive flexion. You're going to take your TheraBand and you're going to kind of wrap it behind your upper back, so on that thoracic spine area. So the TheraBand on your back there. And we're going to come onto all fours and we're going to do a cat-cow. So again, in this cat-cow, I would like to encourage you to try to keep your lower back neutral, which is actually quite easy here because I see it every day. When I cue cat cow, it's upper back's going up and down and lower back's going nowhere. So anyway, the band is around your back, nice and tight, keeping lower back nice and long. I would like you to try and press the band up towards the sky using that middle upper back area. Good. And once you think you're at your maximum, just check where your shoulders are in relation to your wrists. Really make sure that your shoulders are on top of the wrists here. Draw your belly in and see if you can get a little bit more roundedness. Relax your head down. So there's no need to strain your neck forward. Relax the head down, dripping the crown of the head towards the space between your hands. Take a big breath into that band behind you. And then slowly, you're going to extend your tailbone back, pull your tummy in, and then you're going to send your heart forward. Good. Let that band almost encourage your chest to pull through your collarbones. And then you're going to round through the upper back again. Let the head drop down, keeping your shoulders on top of those wrists. Big breath into the back line of the body. And exhale slowly. Send pubic bone back. Stretch your heart forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades back and down. Let's go for 2 more. Let's take a look at you. Inhale to rise up. Lovely. Good. See if you can get a little bit more there, Paula. A little bit more. Ooh, nice. And then slowly come forward. And of course, the tighter the band is, the more you're going to feel it pull your ribs into extension. Okay, last time. Bring it forward. Nice. And then slowly release. Well done. Okay. So, get rid of your band. We're going to use our foam roller, or if you have a pillow, that's also fine. Ideally, yes, I'm so happy you have rollers. Okay, honestly, the roller is the best thing for this, or the squishy ball. If you don't have it at home, you need to use like a little kind of extended surface. So this couch behind me, something like that, you could also use if you don't have a roller at home. All right, so remember the thoracic spine is 12 vertebrae, and that last 12th vertebra of the thoracic spine is quite low. So let's take the roller low-ish, almost like it's on your lower back, slightly above the lower back. Okay, so quite low. And you're going to cradle your head in your hands. So Paula, take it even lower. So your bum, yeah, exactly like that. So from here, we're going to take our head in our hands, booty stays on the ground, keep your bum on the floor, and we're going to slowly extend back over the roller. Don't expect your head to get to the ground, okay? And then bring yourself forward. Nice. So what we're trying to do here is something called a little bit of segmental articulation. We're using the roller almost like the hands of a therapist to help you glide your spine into extension. So cradle your head, and we're coming back and forth. Nice. And then we're actually going to start to move our bum down so that the roller is a little higher up. So you're going to move your bum down a millimeter and then continue. So I went from there, and I'm just going to move my bum down so the roller is a little higher up my back, and then I'm going to keep extending back and forward. So we're just accessing a little bit of a different spot here in the thoracic spine. So this is obviously another motion the thoracic spine loves to do, is extension, back bending. Inhale into extension, exhale into flexion. And we did this last month as well when we were focusing on shoulder health, because obviously the shoulders are connected to the thoracic spine via the scapula. So a lot of overlap. Right, keep moving your spine up and down. Let's take the booty a little bit lower now. Booty down. Booty up. Nice. Great job. Extending back and forward. Good. Maybe take it a little higher even still. So really at the base of your shoulder blades now. Yeah. Back and forth. You might start to feel some juicy areas of tenderness. That's always a bonus. And then maybe take it a little higher even. Coming literally almost onto the shoulder blades. Yeah. If that feels weird, obviously just move it to a space that feels beneficial to you. Right. Okay, if you want to take it one little area higher, and then that's probably at the base of the neck, so not that there's any danger in that, it's just more that we're out of thoracic spine territory if we get too high. Okay, last time. Well done, and bring it home. Nice. Okay, cool. So let's take it onto our tummy. That was passive thoracic extension. So passively, we don't really use our muscles of our back too much. We're actually massaging the muscles of the back out. So we're going to activate the thoracic spine into extension now. Because you got a roller at home, those of you that are with me, we're going to use the roller. If you don't have a roller at home, just imagine that you did and take your hands wide. Okay, so we're going to have the roller out in front of us, hands wide, gripping to the outside of that roller. Okay, all right. So now, pop your hands over the roller, and then walk the roller back just a little bit, so it's literally underneath your forearms. Okay. Exactly, and your arms are going to be extended. Nice. Press the tops of your feet into the floor. Press your pubic bone into the ground. And we're going to glide our shoulder blades down. Glide those shoulder blades down. Push down into the roller and start to lift your chest up a little bit off of the ground. So here. And what's happening here is I also want to simultaneously bend through my elbows. Squeezing my bum and using the muscles of my back to lift me, and then I'm going to slowly come all the way back down. Okay, so I'm going to glide my shoulder blades back and down, press down into the roller, and then bring myself up. Let's have a gander. Ooh, breath, very nice. And then slowly take it down. So just keep going. For those of you that don't have a roller at home, you could also take your fingertips out to the side, elbows up to the sky, and use tented fingertips to come up and down. So we want to visualize the spine like a wave here. You're crashing down like a wave every single time. If you want more, take that roller higher up, closer to your elbow joint, so that you're going to have a little bit more of a journey up. And you can actually bring the elbows, bend the elbows slightly, drag them back. Exactly. And then slowly straighten out through those arms to come down. Okay, inhale at the bottom. Exhale, glide the shoulder blades back and down. Press the pubic bone into the floor. Come up. Stay up, lengthen through the crown of your head. There's a peach between your chin and your chest. You're drawing your belly in and up. And then from here, try to see if you can lift your heart a little bit more. And then slowly glide yourself all the way back down. All right, 2 more here. Glide the shoulder blades back and down. Press down into that roller. Push the tops of your feet into the floor. Squeeze your bum. Length through the crown of the head. More shoulder blades back and down. Shoulder blades. Yes. And then belly away from the ground. Push your pubic bone into the floor. Activate your bum a little bit more. And then slowly bring it down. 1 more. Inhale, reach those arms forward. Stretch those fingertips towards the wall in front of you. Exhale, glide shoulder blades back and down. Bring yourself all the way up. Peach between the chin and the chest. Try and imagine you wanted to push that roller through the floor. Use that pressing down action to lengthen the spine and then slowly bring it down. Amazing. Well done. Good job. All right, so let's forget about the roller for a moment. Just pop it off to one side. Okay, and then just an ode to my original Pilates teacher, Katja Kinski. This move always used to kill me. We're going to take our forehead onto the mat. And extend your arms long out alongside your body. I'm just going to take a look at you while you get set up. You're going to press the pubic bone into the floor, press the tops of the feet into the mat, squeeze your kneecaps up, pull your belly button away from the floor. So essentially we're keeping the lower back neutral again. Now, we're going to slowly slide the heart forward, glide the shoulder blades up down our back, squeeze shoulder blades back and down, and then turn the palms up so we're externally rotating through the shoulder joint. From here, let's see if we can get the heart to lift a little bit more. So lifting, 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 squeezing the shoulder blades together. Try and access your back muscles to lift you. Your lower ribs will stay on the ground here. Okay, from this position, let's try and tuck the chin back to the throat. Lengthen through the crown of the head a little bit more. Press the pubic bone down into the mat a little bit more. Lift the belly a little bit more. Press tops of feet into the mat. And then see if you can draw your inner thighs closer towards each other. Then we're going to slowly start to circle our arms back behind us for 10, 9, 8, 7. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep lengthening through the crown of the head. 5, 4, 3. Lengthen, lengthen. 1. Nice. And then take the hands underneath the low ribs. Slowly press yourself up onto all fours. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And we're just going to slowly come back into some cat-cow. So rounding through the spine, you'll feel the back muscles stretch. Inhale to pull heart forward. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Nice. Inhale to pull the heart forward. Exhale to round. Nice. Let's take we're going to come into some rotational movements here now. So we're going to have our hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to take our right hand underneath our face. Left arm's going to reach up towards the sky. Big breath in. Good. And then slowly take it down, all the way down. Inhale to reach it up. Open up your wings. Good. And then slowly take that left arm down. Good. Stay down here on this one. Squeeze your left shoulder blade back and down and reach your right arm up towards the sky. If you can. If that feels too much on your neck, then of course ignore that option, and you're going to take your right hand behind your back. See if you can maybe get that right hand into your left hip crease. Pull your right elbow back towards the wall behind you and glide that right shoulder blade back and down. Now here, weird request. Try and draw a tiny weird little circle with your right elbow on the sky. 3. It's going to be definitely not a circle. 2. And 1. Nice. Right hand down to the mat, left hand down to the mat. Let's go straight over to the other side. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. Big inhale here. Open up that wingspan. Exhale, take right arm down, thread it through at the bottom there. Breathe into the back of your lungs. Nice. And then open up. Right arm to the sky. Big inhale. Open up your wings. And exhale. Take it down. Stay down. Nice. Okay, left arm perhaps reaches to the sky. If it's too much on the neck, don't push it. And then we're gonna take left hand into the crease of right hip, pull left elbow back, and then we're gonna, it's a weird thing, even just trying to figure out where the elbow is in space. Try and draw a little circle. 3, 2, 1, reversing direction. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Bring yourself all the way back up. Fantastic. And we're going to take it into a seated position from here. All right. Nice. And with your block or your ball or your pillow, whatever you have, place it between your knees. So the object between the knees keeps us honest, because if we let the pelvis move, the lower back is going to move. So by keeping the knees squeezing into an object, we kind of block the lower body so that we isolate the thoracic spine to move. So we're going to grab a hold of the back of our thighs and find that length through the crown again. Little invisible hands pulling the crown of the head up to the sky. Melt the shoulder blades away from the ears. Nice. Okay, first things first, let's reach the arms forward, soft bend in the elbows to keep tension out of the neck, and squeeze that thing between your knees, whatever it is. Okay, we're going to roll it back into a C curve, drawing the low belly in, low ribs in. Don't go too low. Squeeze the shoulder blades back and down. Now squeeze that block, squeeze that ball, whatever you've got there, squeeze it a lot. Look at your knees, make sure that they do not move. You're going to take your left hand and open it out towards the left hand side, reach it back behind you. Maybe you can tap the ground, squeeze that left shoulder blade down, and then you're going to take your right arm and continue to take that right arm over to the left as well. Yep. So you want to feel, okay, we're moving our arms here, but can you feed the rib cage to the left? But drop your right booty cheek back into the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades back and down. Draw the belly in, squeeze that block or the ball, whatever you got. And then let's take everything over to the other side. Right hand reaches back, left hand follows. We say hands, but I really want you to focus on this action of wringing out through the rib cage. From here, we want to drop that left hip back into the floor. Squeeze the block. Draw the belly in. Bring it back. And then slowly come up out of it. Whew, I was shaking there. I don't know about you. Let's go one more time through that action. Whew. Big breath in. Let's find length. Tucking the chin to the throat. Exhale. Roll off of the sit bones onto the sacrum. Pause, squeezing your object. Let's actually cross our hands over our shoulders here. So we're actually going to eliminate the arms. And let's feel the true thoracic rotation that we have. Keep your chin in line with your sternum. Okay, so don't let your head do all the rotation for you. So let's twist to the left, squeeze the shoulder blades back and down, draw the belly in. Now try and drop the right hip into the floor, squeeze it back into the ground, and then see if you can take that right rib cage over to the right. Left rib cage pulls beneath you. Now here in this moment, tuck the chin to the throat a little bit more, and can you find length out through the crown of your head here? Sense of length, length, length. Bring it back. Oh, other side. Rotate to the right. Notice how much rotation you have on one side to the other compared to the other. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Drop left hip back. Tuck chin. Lengthen through the crown of the head. See if you can feed that left rib cage deeper over to that right side. Squeeze right shoulder blade down. Hold 3. Lengthen, lengthen. 2. Lengthen even more. 1. And then slowly bring it home and relax. Whew. Oh my goodness. The last movement that we're going to come into is thoracic side bending. So lateral flexion. We want to come into a seated position. So ideally we're going to be sitting in a kneeling position, but I know that that's not nice for everybody. So if you want to cross your legs, that's fine. Or if you want to sit in a chair, you can do that. But essentially, we want to keep our bum down. So the bum is staying onto the heels of the feet. We're going to draw the pelvis back a little bit. So you want to squeeze your bum, pull your pubic bone up, a little bit of engagement through the low belly. That's actually the hardest thing to hold out of this whole experience right now. All right, so from here, gently, you're going to take left hand down to the left hand side. Right arm is going to reach up. We want to find length first. So you want to imagine, it's very bright, but you're going to pull that right side body up and over, arcing through the side. Right, now watch for excessive compensation in the lower body, like hiking up one hip or lifting the bum away from the heel. Keep the heel dropping, keep your bum dropping down into your heel on the right side. Squeeze left shoulder blade back and down. And maybe you can straighten out through the elbow. Notice that increased stretch. And maybe you can turn your chest and open it to the sky and reach the arm back a little bit more. Big breath in, and then slowly come up. Let's take both arms up to the sky. Find length, firm through the glutes again. Take right hand down, left arm up, creating that side bend. Good. Keep the left heel seated down onto that, or left booty cheek rather, sitting down onto that heel. Right shoulder blade back and down. See if you can straighten out through that elbow a little bit more. Lift the chest to the sky. Take the arm back a little bit. Inhale. And then exhale. Bring it in. Let's take one more each side. So left hand down, right arm up. Good. Then you're going to side bend. Good. And just notice any compensation in your body. For me, my body wants to flex forward. Okay. So we're going to try and do the opposite. We're going to lift the chest, lengthen the tailbone down, draw the belly in, firm through the glutes. Keep that right heel and glute connected. Try and straighten out through that elbow. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and bring it up. Both arms to the sky. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, right hand down, left arm up and over. Open the armpit, turn the chest to the sky, glue the heel to the glute, and then bring it back. So maybe you stay in this kneeling position, but if it feels terrible for you, then you can change into a seat. I'm going to grab my TheraBand. So I'm going to stay in a kneeling position, but if you don't like that position, then you could come into a 90-90 shape. That's quite nice. Both sit bones down. You can sit cross-legged as well. Okay? But just feel what feels right for you and what allows you to keep your bum glued to the floor. You can also come up into high kneeling if that suits you a little bit better. You're just going to have to work hard to make sure that your hips don't shift from side to side. But anyway, we're going to take the band in an overgrip, reach it up towards the sky. Okay, nice. All right, lengthen through the sides of the body. So ideally, we're going to have that parallel grip going. But you might just need to feel it out in your body to make sure that you're feeling equal through both sides. Reach up, 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 up. Okay, firm through the glutes. And then we're going to punch right arm to the sky. And as soon as we do that, just by reaching that right arm up, notice the side bend that naturally happens to the rib cage. Good. Bring it back through center. Draw the ribs in. So you're going to want to push them forward. Draw them in. Reach left arm up. Nice. And then we're going to reach up, right arm again, find that length. Notice the side bend starting to happen. And we're going to pull left arm down. Keep reaching right arm up. Lengthen that tailbone down. Draw the low ribs in. Turn the chest a little to the sky. Try and get a little bit more lift. Squeeze left shoulder blade back and down. Get that. It's going to help you open up even more. Big breath in. And slowly return. As you return, we want to lengthen up through the crown of the head. Left arm up. Right arm down. Okay, draw those low ribs in. Punch the left arm up even more. Turn the chest a little bit to the sky, so just a little teeny rotation to the ceiling. Inhale. Punch up even harder. And exhale, bring it home one more time each side. Right arm up, so we're going super slow. Reach, punch, 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 punch. Notice that side bend starting to happen. Lengthen tailbone, firm through the glutes. Punch up, 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 up. Pull left arm down. Squeeze left shoulder blade back and down. Punch right arm up even more. And slowly release. Left arm to the sky. It's been quite tiring to hold these positions. Left arm up, right arm down. Squeeze shoulder blade. Punch up to the sky. And bring it home. Well done. And release. Roll those shoulder blades back and down. Just take a moment here. Take a full breath in through the nose, filling into the lungs, filling into the back of the body, filling into the sides, filling into the front. Maybe you notice a bit more openness. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So we're going to finish off class today with a roll up into standing. So we're going to find a kneeling position. Spread your fingertips nice and wide onto the mat. Tuck your toes under and send your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Draw the lower ribs in through the body. Drop the crown of the head down. Magnetize the sit bones to the sky. Press back through. Press the upper thighs up and back to the wall behind you. Very nice. Take a big deep breath in. And on your exhale, walk your feet to your hands and find a forward fold, generously bending through the knees. So we're draping the chest over the thighs. You want to use the weight of the head to decompress the spine. Stay here for a few breaths. So just so you know, as part of this series, in the playlist, you're going to find a whole bunch more videos and exercises that you can do to improve your upper back mobility and strength. So if you enjoyed this and you want to explore deeper into your thoracic spine, keep checking out this playlist. There'll be a whole bunch more. And of course, upper back is going to help with neck pain, shoulder stiffness. One more breath in here. Take a big inhale. Drop the crown of the head down. Exhale, slowly restack your spine. One vertebra at a time. Restacking. The last thing to lift is your head. Once you are up, take a big breath in. Reach the arms up to the sky. I think my arms are going to be chopped off. Maybe my head as well. Reaching those arms up. Nice and high. Maybe interlace those thumbs. Big stretch. And on your exhale, just let your arms fall. Okay, well done to you. Thank you so much for joining. And again, this was just like a gentle introduction to upper back rehab and mobility. If you enjoyed it, keep going with this. You're only going to benefit from it. Thanks so much for your time. Have a great day.